Bitcoin, Ethereum, or altcoins? Which one and at what price is suitable for buying and investing? In the bustling market of 2026, in the cryptocurrency market, the best strategy and decision is to enter different currencies at appropriate entry points and make our purchases. So stay with me until the end of today's analytical video as we find the buying points together.
First of all, in this video's analysis series, we're going to look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin is the market's main cryptocurrency, which determines the overall market trend. A general habit I have for high and long-term time frame analysis is to always check the Ichimoku and Kumo cloud factors on the weekly chart. Why? Because, for example, right here, after breaking this point on the weekly time frame, we saw a pump. Again, a downward break on the weekly chart caused a heavy dump in Bitcoin, and then in 2023 and 2024, this area broke upward, leading to a multi-leg growth up to $123,000. So now that we have a return below the Kumo cloud, my personal expectation is that we'll see a price drop in Bitcoin to at least the cloud's target of $49,000 to $50,000. I don't expect it to be like the drops in previous cycles. I'm not expecting to see a 75% or 77% drop in price like what happened here, nor am I anticipating the kind of 85% drop that we witnessed back in the year 2017. Given the current state of the market and the trading volume we're seeing right now, I believe that a drop in the range of 50 to 60% is a much more reasonable and realistic expectation for Bitcoin at this point in time. So the $50,000 range on the long-term weekly time frame is generally considered a good area to buy Bitcoin. For those who are looking for a favorable entry price, you might want to focus on the $50,000 level and think about setting your buy orders there. Since this is a long-term analysis and we want to see the market's perspective on a high time frame, we'll only examine the weekly and daily charts. Let me turn off Ichimoku for Bitcoin so we can take a look at the price trend and movement over the past few days and weeks together. After the uptrend that began in 2023 and continued until 2025, eventually reaching around $126,000, we are now experiencing a downtrend. So far, this move has played out in two legs, and I believe it will likely continue into a third leg. There's a notable supply zone for Bitcoin on the daily chart right here. Numerically, this area is approximately between 89,500 and 98,100. So, the market could potentially see one more solid upward move into this region before the drop actually begins. But if you're looking to invest, you shouldn't be fooled by this upward movement. So the overall scenario for Bitcoin on the daily chart is a move up like this, followed by a price drop downward. If this analysis ever needs updating due to political events or fundamental changes, I will definitely let you know then. For now, this is the trend I expect to see, and I still believe that $50,000 is a valuable entry point for buying Bitcoin. In my opinion, this price level represents a strong opportunity for those interested in investing in Bitcoin, especially given the current market conditions and the potential for future growth. As always, I will continue to monitor the situation closely and provide updates if anything important changes. Let's move on to Ethereum for the weekly time frame. Well, looking at Ethereum on the weekly time frame, first of all, in terms of Ichimoku, it's had a lot of conflict with the Kumo cloud from 2022 until now. It's broken to the upside, broken to the downside, and it doesn't give us much valid data. But with this same view of Ichimoku and the fact that it's below the Kumo cloud range, the downward trend of this cryptocurrency continues, and on the weekly time frame, we can look for buying and investing opportunities at lower points. But let's also take a price action look at Ethereum. Ethereum is caught in two range boxes. One range box here from $955 to around $5,000, which is Ethereum's all-time high, and a smaller range box here in this area from about $1,500 to $4,000, where we're seeing a smaller range for Ethereum. Now in the range floor area, the smaller range floor is $1,500, and in the larger range floor area, it's about $1,000. I consider these valuable and effective points for buying Ethereum, so for investing in Ethereum, you should look to buy at $1,500 and also at $1,000. Why? Because it's at its range floor, and really friends, $1,500 Ethereum, $955 Ethereum is heavily undervalued and is being calculated at a price less than its intrinsic value and is suitable for buying, so don't miss out. If we want to take a look at it on the daily time frame following Bitcoin's downward movement, Ethereum's movement is also still downward, but Ethereum's downward trends and legs are stronger than Bitcoin's and it's moving down faster. Therefore, we shouldn't expect much growth from Ethereum for now. I want to move on to a project that I'm very much in favor of investing in. The Hyperliquid project with the symbol HYPE USDT, which could be your third investment for the year 2026. Well, Hyperliquid's chart on a long-term time frame like the weekly hasn't really taken shape yet for us to look at it with Ichimoku, But notice that after experiencing a terrible drop from the $60 range to the $19 range, which is about a 65% drop, it returned upward very strongly with appropriate price corrections, and now it's in a range where it's shown relatively good growth in one weekly candle, growing by about 40%. My expectation for Hyperliquid is that it will have another return to the downside and provide us with another buying opportunity. If a break of the all-time high level, the $58 level, occurs for Hyperliquid by the end of this weekly candle and it's broken, then we should look for suitable buying points on it, because we see very high targets of even $100 or $150 for Hyperliquid, but where are our lower entry points? So we're waiting for stabilization, first of all above the $58, $59 level of its previous all-time high, and then in case of a correction and downward drop to the $48 range, this is a suitable point to buy Hyperliquid, and also the all-time high range of $58 are two suitable buying points for Hyperliquid. Given that this project is fundamentally strong and as a decentralized exchange, it's ideal for buying and investing, plus its technical momentum is superb and it could show some massive explosive moves. Your comments, likes, and subscribing to the Unique Fund channel give us encouragement and keep us energized. Don't forget us. Good luck.